Welcome to the English Caribbean Summit 2021. I'm Daniela Rosa, Ingram Micro Chief Country Executive for LATAM Export Business. We are glad to have you here in this annual event after a very challenging year, but also with big opportunities for the technology market, an overall growth of 35% year over year and 30% alone in the English Caribbean. We are ready to confirm that business and technology strategies are becoming inseparable. In response to the COVID-19 pandemic, companies across the globe made rapid digital transformation, accelerating their journeys to the future. According to a study by Accenture, 77% of executives state that their technology architecture is becoming very critical to their overall success. An undeniable shift towards technology is underway. Powerful technology capabilities are being put into people's hands and being used without highly specialized skills. Natural language processing, low-code platforms, robotic process automation, and just a few of the capabilities and services making technology more accessible. In this context, 86% of executives agree that their organization must train its people to think like technologists, to use and customize technology solutions at the individual level, but without highly technical skills. At Ingram Micro, we move fast understanding these indicators, and during 2020, we increased our go-to-market investment in 17%, including more than 10 sales executives. We also incorporated more than 6 dedicated resources, several systems implementations, and all the technology necessary in order to achieve a 20% increase in our response time to our clients. Our world-class portfolio keeps growing with vendors that have chosen Ingram Micro as their global or regional distributor. UiPath, VMware, Beyond Trust, Suse are just some examples. No matter if you are new in a given technology segment, we can also provide professional services for the entire region to be able to work flexible and personalized projects, installation services, training, and other value services with a single point of contact just for you. Helping our ecosystem expand their business is our main goal. If you are thinking to incorporate new products, create cross-vendor solutions for a particular vertical market, or simply learn about new trends in technology, we are here for you. Join me in these 2 days to discover about the wealth of solutions that Ingram Micro brings to the table to support our partners. Enjoy! See you soon, and remember, we are here to help and make things simple just for you.
Hi, welcome to the English Caribbean Summit. My name is Miguel Ralat. I'm the Sales Director for Ingram Micro. I'm very happy to be here today with Elaine Love. Hi Elaine, how are you?
Great, Miguel. Thank you for having me here today.
Elaine, last time I physically met with a customer from the Caribbean was in September 2019 at our One Ingram event in Orlando. One of the key messages from Paul Bay, our Executive Vice President, was never say no to your customer. And this message resonates today since we carry 85% or more of the technology available in the market. The other thing I communicated to the customers at that event was that we were making changes in the coverage so we become the first option for our customers and vendors. We made some changes in the coverage. How do you see that those changes in coverage working for the English Caribbean?
Well, Miguel, I'm happy to say that Ingram Micro continues to invest in the Caribbean, not just in the day-to-day, but also for the projects.
And this is very important, Elaine, because most of our vendors were requesting us to have a dedicated team to the English Caribbean. So I know they call you the Caribbean Queen, so that's why we assigned Elaine to manage the Caribbean region, and so far we're doing great. Also, COVID-19 is basically forcing many customers and governments for a digital transformation, and we have seen huge projects, specifically in the education sector. For example, we had a $42 million deal with the Department of Education in Puerto Rico So we got together with the vendor and the customer to make this deal happen, this particular opportunity. Do you see a similar trend in the English Caribbean?
Definitely, Miguel. COVID did accelerate the digital transformation. It's here. Nobody can stop it. Throughout the Caribbean, there was many lockdowns that affected the outcomes of many projects as well. In 2020, we saw a lot of focus on mobile devices for remote access, but now we're seeing a lot of focus also in refreshing data centers and as well updating software and focusing on specialty and cybersecurity for protection.
Excellent, and I think one of our key strengths as an organization is our financial strengths. We are a $50 billion company, so I always say to the customers, you have a $50 billion company as an extension of your sales organization. So we have finance team organized here at Ingram. How do you see the customer? How important it is for our customers to work together with you and our finance team to make these deals happen?
The first thing that we ask, Miguel, from our customer is to bring us early in the sales cycle. That way we can gather the information that we need and we can go ahead and use our resources to help them close the business opportunity. Credit department for us, financing, is the most important part of the segmentation because we're flexible, we understand the business, and we're there to help close the business for the customer. We also go ahead and involve legal many times and other different departments in order for it to be successful.
You mentioned finance, legal. I will add the CLS logistic group, our warehousing personnel, the entire operations. So at the end, we're going to have a coverage from the English Caribbean perspective with you managing the entire region. So we have also inside sales reps dedicated to the accounts and all the sales support and the entire organization to make these deals happen. So I always say never say no to your customer, Elaine. So what do you think of that?
Definitely, Miguel. Never say no to your customers. I believe in partnership. We have frequent meetings with our customers in order to understand what are they going through, what areas they need assistance with, and what resources we can help them in order to grow their business. We are a one-stop shop, so we have many different solutions that we can help them close more opportunities. We have over 1,700 vendor lines, and we can take inventory from our U.S. inventory. So at the end of the day, never say no to your customer. We have a win-win solution for them.
Thank you for your support. We are looking forward for an amazing and wonderful second half of the year. Stay with us. We have a great agenda prepared for you. And thank you, Elaine, for joining us here.
Thank you, Miguel. We hope that you enjoy the rest of the event, and we thank you for your partnership.
Hi, I'm David Vaquerizo, head of the Cybersecurity, Datacenter, and IoT business unit for Latin America and the Caribbean. As you heard from Elaine and Miguel, for us it is very important to extend to you all our support in these moments where it's most necessary to be united, communicated, and above all, to stay healthy and safe. Without a doubt, in the past year, we have been taking various lessons from the pandemic in how we relate and interact with our employees, family, and friends. And along with this, it has also meant a great challenge for all the companies in the world having to deploy an entire workforce to a partial or 100% remote environment. Due to this, we saw a high demand for products associated with working from home and caused companies to reorganize their budgets and investment priorities in order to incorporate the following measures: enhance health and safety provisions, increase support for mobile and remote working, further requirements to automate business processes and functions, migration to pay-per-use commercial models, and finally, improvements in cybersecurity arrangements. This is where information security and data protection becomes a priority, as crises often reduce levels of alert and protection, and this leads to cybercriminals to take advantage of this situation. According to a recent report by the consulting firm Deloitte, companies must implement a consistent layer of multi-factor authentication and ensure the identity management processes secure all third-party identities with access to the company's network. Regardless of whether companies take the initiative to invest in cybersecurity tools, there is a tremendous responsibility on the user side to prevent these threats. Some of these recommendations are being careful when handling any email with subject, attachment, or hyperlink from an outsider, especially today if it's related to COVID-19. Always access secure connections verified by your company, as the use of VPNs facilitates today. Never give personal financial information or passwords through email. Check the security indicators of the website in which you will enter personal information. And finally, report any suspicious phishing activity to the company to avoid these episodes in the future. Together with security and due to the anticipated digital transformation, being able to adopt a cloud strategy in a company is key for success. And service providers in the Caribbean are taking their steps to support this transformation. We need to keep in mind that there won't be a fully cloud or fully on-premise environment anymore. The coexistence of these two environments today is more than mandatory due to the diversity of solutions, business areas, and the demand for agility and flexibility that customers are requesting, either in infrastructure, software, or platform as a service. I'm pleased to share that we have a dedicated cloud team for the English Caribbean to support your needs around collaboration solutions, document management, electronic signature, virtualization, high availability, cybersecurity, and data management, with vendors such as Microsoft, Adobe, Citrix, Veeam, Cisco, among others. I have very exciting news to share with you today. At the end of the third quarter, we will be launching our integrated marketplace cloud platform for the entire territory, which will allow you to scale your business in agile, centralized, and automated way for the provisioning of cloud services. Stay tuned for the next announcement.
Let me introduce myself. My name is Stephen Fallas, and I am part of the Fireeye Global Architecture Group. And thank you for attending this activity. So in this session, we'll be talking about security validation process. Every organization wants their security investment are delivering real value and protecting them from cyber attacks. Our research show the majority of companies assume they are protected. But the truth is sometimes they are exposed. The question is why breach so more regular? So let's see some numbers to try to understand this. You know, the 53% missing of execute attacks. Only the 9% of the alerts are making into the CM. And finally, the 74% of the attacks are undetected. This demonstrates the most companies and their security teams do not have the visibility they need into the serious threat, even when they use central CM, SOARs, or any analysis platform. The C-level are demanding evidence about the capacity to protect corporate priorities and assets. So I see four principal elements when the business are impacted by security. Business continuity, because the consequences go from temporary downtime to permanent debilitation. Asset protection, we need evidence to demonstrate how the organization protects those assets. Regulatory and compliance, the companies need to show evidence to support compliance like GDPR, PCI, SOX, and IPA. And finally, spend justification. The security leaders need to demonstrate the value of their investment and justify the spend. We know every business has different priorities and different approaches to security. The intelligent approach permits identify the attackers and help to plan our strategy to understand if the security controls can defend from the attackers. For security teams, security validation is the driver to deliver value to the business. The organization can grow and learn as we discover threats. We share information with our customers as we learn about that. In Fireeye, we start with the initial information about the gap that we are investigating, and next we classify the threat group. We are analyze the techniques, the tactics, and the procedures with the indicators based of that attack. We provide the context with our expertise, investigation the threat, analyze the activity in the campaigns, multiple organization or verticals. Finally, we start to get all the relevance. We know the geography, we know the verticals, we know the technical, the tacticals, the procedures, and we publish full intelligence. We make an announcement to the customer, and sometimes we decide to make public this information. Remember, security validation provides information about how to optimize defense based on who and what is attacking us. There are several steps to implement a security validation programs. Are controls defending against known adversaries? Who to improve performance or how to improve performance? Are security investment delivering value? And create a continuous baseline. Through this process, security validation show where vulnerabilities exist and where to optimize to improve the defense to respond to attacks. Into the security validation process, threat intelligence enables security teams to understand the threats, what the target, the organization, and the test who will controls defend against them. As the attack continues to grow, that's not new, but security validation play a critical role into the detection and response into the organization. Security validation is a platform for every security organization, enable the CISOs and their teams to understand and prove how well their security control are working. Validation helps to answer some questions like, is the remote access secure? We have any gap into our remote process, or the security policies, process, and technologies we are using is working well? The company needs to focus in 5 layers. The first one, the company needs to think what they need to inspect, having clear understanding of the attack model, the best way to address their ecosystem. The second layer is the companies need to looking into the framework or standard. They will need to use again the attack model. I mean, Mitre or NIST, for example. The third layer is how you will test. The first step is to understand the relevance of the content to validate the controls. This content must be based in real attack binary. The information on active actors, relevance of the technical, the tacticals, and the procedures, and executing attacks through the validation platform. The fourth layer, the organization need to understand the full attack life cycle, understand how a specific control are performing is the only way to deliver the evidence necessary to complete the process of improving. And the last layer is the key metrics, the baseline, the trends, the highlights, the defensive strength, the weaknesses, and how we can communicate the finding to improve the security posture. Security validation delivery 3 principal elements. The cost reduction. This enables the teams to streamline their security controls and remove any duplicate tools. Provide evidence on the organization security posture, and the teams can communicate to the stakeholders across all the business. Optimize through the continuous monitoring and alerting on any change into the organization ecosystem. A combination of the security drivers and security validation create a powerful defense for the companies against the cyber attacks. We have three offers for validation today. The traditional security validation, the managed validation, and validation on demand. The traditional security validation is a good for customers who want to run their own validation program. No, they can run everything. They can do the different action. They can, understand what is the different, stage or layers they need to fix or improve their security controls. Managed validation is great for customers are looking any service model. So the idea is try to run every month different exercise to try to understand, the baseline and try to have the space or the time to fix any situation this process identified to secure or to be more strong in the security posture. The last one was the validation on demand. This is great for to prove in one-time evaluation. So you can select what kind of evaluation you want to run, and then you can run one time, and we can provide a report about all the information or all the data we find, and then you can the company can analyze and try to understand what is the best way to enforce the different controls to have a great security posture. And thank you. For more information on today's topics and many others, please visit us, fireeye.com. You can also follow us in Twitter, @Fireeye, or Mandian, @Mandian. And you can find us in Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. And thank you again, you, for joining us to us, and have a great rest of the day.
People. They're brilliant, beautiful, hilarious, quirky. People are constantly growing, changing, and thinking. Some fueled by inspiration, others by caffeine. Your people are special. They dedicate their lives to the cause. They're night owls grinding out code. They're early birds cultivating breakthroughs. They meet spontaneously, work methodically, and excel consistently. After all, it's people who keep us all healthy. They keep our engines revving, keep our finances on track, keep our hard-earned nest eggs safe. They keep us entertained, connected, educated, and happy. It's people who are changing the world. And people are under attack because cyber criminals know that your people are a direct link to your company's most valuable assets: your money, your intellectual property, your code, your ideas, your next big thing. To you, people are the very soul of your company. But to attackers, they're the easiest way in. Protecting them is your job, and Proofpoint gives you the people-centric security strategy to do just that, with industry-leading, proven, and multi-layered solutions to keep your people safe. Proofpoint. Protection starts with people.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Jose Zaclara. I'm the account manager for Proofpoint in the Caribbean and Central America. With us today, we have Juan Carlos Cabrera, who is the manager for Latin America and the Caribbean. and Andre Dominguez, who is the engineering manager for Latin America and the Caribbean. Welcome, guys. How are you?
Pretty good. Thank you, Jose Juan.
Wonderful. Glad to be here.
Thanks. Andre, could you talk to us a little bit about the current cyber threat landscape that we're seeing in 2021?
For sure. There's definitely a shift, right? We've started looking and noticing that BEC, business email compromise, and EAC, right, account compromise in itself is a very large part of what's happening in the space. When we talk about the Caribbean specifically, right, we can definitely see that there's a lot of assets and a lot of information and data that threat actors are looking to get and gather from companies and business in this specific region, right? Why? Because there's a lot of different companies that choose to operate or have headquarters or do business out of the Caribbean region. And so what threat actors are doing nowadays is they'll rely on impersonating an account or impersonating a supplier and compromising an account inside of an organization. And as that account becomes compromised, they then can either simulate and pretend to be that account and try to move laterally inside of an organization or a system. And from there, also compromise other accounts and gain further access, right? A lot of the attacks that we're seeing are things like invoice scams, straight spoofs, or just direct financial gain scams. So most of the things are things that we have always been aware of, that's always been existent. It's just we're tweaking how we go about executing the attack, right? That's what mostly is happening in the threat landscape. One of the nice things about Proofpoint is that we offer all our customers different reports around the threat landscape based on their vector and their industry every 3 to 6 months. So we're able to not only look at what's happening in your organization, but how does that compare to the organizations that are doing the same type of business you are? And how does your threat score or your threat level, right, compare to the industry, right? Are you more attacked? Are you less attacked? What are you doing that the industry might not be doing? Or what's happening in the industry that you're not being impacted by? So there's a lot of information there. Overall, the threat landscape, I would summarize in two main things. One, email compromise and business email compromise.
Juan Carlos, since we have an audience of partners here, could you talk a little bit about partners that might worry in regards to the type of customers that they have? So usually we see customers, partners that have, very mature and big customers. And then we have some other partners that have, what we would consider small and medium businesses. Could you talk a little more in depth as to the type of portfolio that Proofpoint has?
Yeah, and I mean, the first thing I would tell you about that is that Proofpoint will conform to any size organization. We have solutions for small businesses and small organizations and small teams. And we have solutions that would scale to hundreds of thousands of users. Proofpoint actually provides services to most of the Fortune 100 companies out there. So we are set in the industry in a way that we would provide the best service available to any of these solutions. And that is the opportunity. That's where you as a partner, with the tools that Proofpoint offers, you can go to your customer and feel super comfortable in offering our services, because we won't let you as a partner or the customer down.
In this industry, there's tons of tech companies that offer similar products. Could you tell us a little bit about why Proofpoint, number one, and number two, how, let's just be specific. For example, PISA, how that integrates with, for example, email security, or how could somebody take advantage of having a whole platform versus having point products?
That's a great question, right? Why is it, and what's the benefit of having these types of things, right? When we look at a platform or a security play or a security posture, right, or security model as a whole, right, you're going to have a lot of different aspects and different things that you're trying to secure in an organization. If you have all these different products, things like what we've been kind of talking about here, right? Something to address email, which would be a gateway, right? Something to address account compromise, which could be like a CASB, for example, right? Training where you can empower your end users, right? If you have the ability to have every single one of these platforms or these different products integrate with each other and communicate, it then elevates your level of not only visibility, but your level of execution, and it turns your data into actionable items, right? If I'm able to identify in my organization who is the person that's most attacked, right? And out of the people who are most attacked, how are they doing in training? Are they able to identify what a spoof or what a credential phish is, right? Am I able to correlate information about who in the organization has access to privileged data and how often are they being attacked, right? What is the severity of the attacks that these people are receiving, right? And being able to correlate all that together into one platform where you're able to determine and use that data to say, okay, we need to focus our training initiatives, going back to that example that we were using, right? On this group of people, because this is where we will get the most return for our time spent, because these are the people that are being most attacked, right? If we're able to identify things like what accounts or what groups in our organization are sharing files publicly, or what people are being attacked or have their accounts trying to be brute forced or things like that, we can then create specific rules and specific types of actions around those people, right? So having the visibility and having all that in a single platform play really enables administrators, CISOs, right, with data that's actionable, right? It allows them to be able to say.
So we have a lot of partners here that offer Microsoft licensing. Could you talk to them a little bit about how we could potentially layer with Microsoft and why?
Well,
Yeah, I mean, there's.
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead, Juan Carlos.
No, I was going to say that in terms of Microsoft, it is the best idea you will ever have to have Proofpoint in front of Microsoft. Office 365, there's a lot of customers that are moving to that platform. It's a great collaboration suite, and Proofpoint will take away a lot of the headaches associated with that jump into Office 365 and other solutions that Microsoft have.
Yeah, from a security standpoint, JJ, if we look at what's happening, again, going back to the landscape, right, of what's happening in the world today, over 50%, I think it's something like 56% of attacks, malware, everything originates from Microsoft, right? So if you're there, it's stored in Microsoft, and that's where it's being deployed from, right? So when we look at what Microsoft is able to do, very much like what Juan Carlos said, Microsoft is an exceptional collaboration platform, right? They do a great job. We are not a collaboration platform. Proofpoint is a security platform, right? We are simply a security-minded company, and we are a security play. So what we will do is we will secure Microsoft. And it's interesting because when we talk about what's happening in the market and how it works, the recommendations from people like Forrester, Gartner, right, is that you have Proofpoint or an additional gateway or an additional product alongside your Microsoft deployment, right? Their recommendation is, use Microsoft for its ability to be able to help you collaborate, and then bring in a security product to protect it, right? So I think what's critical for all of us is to understand that it's not a one against the other, right? It's together, right? We work well because we're the ones that are recommended when people ask, what can I do to protect Microsoft?
Andre, could you talk to us a little bit about some of the companies that we integrate with?
Yeah, we have a lot of direct integrations, either through APIs, through direct logging. There's a lot of different things, but companies like Splunk, Palo, there's a lot of different areas that we can integrate with. Those two usually are the most common ones that come up, right? There's a lot of integrations that are available to be customized, not only out of the box, where you can simply just spin it up, connect, and they talk to each other, but there's also customizations that are available to customers that not only would allow for partners to have an uptick on services or value-added services, but also through customized integrations with things that are a little bit more detailed, right? So we can integrate with a plethora of different partners. Most of them are willing to go above and beyond because they see the amount of data that we provide only empowers their solution. So if you're a company that's looking for the top integration of sharing of data across platforms, usually we'll be able to cover any of those requirements.
Andre, Juan Carlos, I appreciate your time. This has been very beneficial for us. Hopefully our partners watching this or potential partners are intrigued and feel free, please, to reach out to Andres, Juan Carlos, or myself for more questions. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's been great. Anybody has any questions? My door is always open. I like to converse, chat, even if it's just to shoot the breeze about some security concepts or anything around that. I'm here. I want to get to know new people, and I love having conversations. Thanks for the time.
Yeah, same here.
Proofpoint. Protection starts with people.
Hello, my name is Suse, and I am the Vendor Business Manager for Microsoft. I'm responsible for the Central American and Caribbean territories at Ingram Micro. In the Caribbean, I work closely with Yamile Bustamante Allen. She is the Microsoft SMB lead for the Caribbean territory, and she is based in Jamaica. And also, I would like to introduce you to Darren Mohammed. Darren is the Caribbean Corporate Business Manager and Country Representative for Microsoft, and he's based in Trinidad and Tobago. Today, in this occasion, we will be talking about the opportunities during the evolution of digital remote workers. So, Yamile, let's talk about the opportunities that the current pandemic situation has created and take a look into how the Microsoft Cloud offering can benefit customers and open the door for a post-pandemic stage.
Let me start just by highlighting what we're seeing today, from a product perspective, and the opportunity for for the Microsoft partners. So let me just quickly share my screen so you can have. Let me know when you see that.
Yes.
Perfect. And so what we're seeing right now is that with the pandemic, digital transformation, and I'm pretty sure every one of the partners are seeing it as well, is very urgent for our customers. Right now, from what we're seeing, 80% of all the business leaders across all industries are really in the midst of trying to accelerate their digital transformation. Some of them would have had a roadmap to do this in the past, and they're just accelerating the roadmap. And then some just didn't have a roadmap, not an urgent one. And the pandemic really brought urgency, and they're actually creating that right now. And the partners would see this throughout with all of the customers, because we're seeing huge amounts of innovation as well by the customers, to be able to create things like contactless shopping. We're seeing remote sales. We're seeing restaurants move to curbside pickup. In the entertainment industry, they're moving to virtual events. In schools, they're moving to remote learning. In the healthcare, they're moving to telemedicine. so that they could actually see patients without having to be in physical contact with them. And then in pretty much all of all of the industries, we're seeing remote teamwork, and for developers, remote development. So that's just some of the examples. Now that all of those things, create a huge amount of digital transformation that is happening. In fact, in the first 2 months of the pandemic, we saw 2 years worth of digital transformation happening. Now this is gonna go through in 3 phases, and these are the phases that we see. In the first phase, we're seeing that with all of the when the virus hits, the virus starts to spread. There was a lot of lockdowns and flattening of the curve that's still happening in a lot of countries today, and our customers had to respond to that. And implementing remote everything and always adapting and responding in real time to new lockdowns and new changes, new rules and regulations. In Trinidad and Tobago alone right now, we have a state of emergency and only some types of retail are open, just as an example. So here, massive amounts of solutions to make sure that the business stays alive, that their employees and staff could remain productive and keep the business going. Then, as the nations and the governments are fighting the crisis and they are trying to reopen, but yet still, new lockdowns are looming. Here we're going to see a sort of recovery phase where they could these customers are going to be focusing on value. They're going to be trying to reduce costs so that they could, have as big a savings as possible. And then, thinking of how do I kickstart customer demand. And then, as the vaccines start rolling out, and then things can open back up, like what we're seeing in more of the first world countries, so they can give us a glimmer as to what the future looks like after, post-vaccination. Here we could see customers thinking, well, okay, what stays digital? How much of it is going to remain digital? And then how do I redo my business, reimagine my business for this post-pandemic world? So here they're going to be, again, digital transformation opportunities while our customers are focusing on growth, and they're going to need the Microsoft partners to help them as they formulate these ideas. So looking ahead, it's all about our customers trying to thrive in the face of and be resilient, throughout, and that's what they're going to need the Microsoft partner ecosystem for. And Microsoft, in our portfolio of digital transformation solutions, we can definitely, we have that sort of advantage where, we have this wide range of technology that could take them through the meeting experiences online, help them with apps and workflows with our Power Platform, making sure that employees, consuming or using the tools, with well-being and productivity in mind, with our advent of Microsoft Viva that we've just put into preview. So again, Microsoft has this wide range and is well positioned. I wouldn't take you through all of these, but just know that, with our end-to-end integration of our cross, cloud platform from Microsoft 365 to Dynamics 365, which covers, with things like remote sales, remote field service, remote customer service. And then you add now the ability to virtualize anything and have infrastructure as a service, or even launch, web apps or mobile apps in the cloud using Azure. And then you couple that now with the, workflows and building my low code, quick and easy, enterprise-based applications for the employees themselves with using the Microsoft Power Platform. We are very well positioned with this integrated portfolio where the identity of the user goes across all of these platforms. So definitely once a customer has one of these, they could pivot and quickly implement, and it'll still be familiar, easy to use. The security was built in from the ground up. In all of these products, it was built with security in mind and security first, and so that really gives us a differentiated offering. So to take you further into what we're seeing in the markets, Jamile, in her role as SMB lead, is talking all the time to distributors, talking to the Microsoft partners themselves. And so I wanted to hand it over to her for her to take you through some of the things she's seen in the pandemic so far, and give a vision as to what some of the partners are doing in the markets. Thank you.
Thank you, Darren. Thank you so much. And yes, we have seen a lot of stuff changing across the region, and we are delighted to see how all these things Microsoft is providing has been impacting our different customers. What we notice as well is that customers are moving into this new phase, kind of the acceptance, or what I would say more into they're moving recovery phase. We are coming to realize, the customers are coming to realize that there is no going back to where we were before, not in the way that we knew the normal life before. So we might go back into social life, we might go back into the way that we travel, etc., but not in the way that we engage for business anymore. There's a change, a complete change there. And as a result of that, we need to embrace the technology. So it's time for them to now start thinking how these things are going to be moving and adopt what is in the market for that. So I would say that in terms of our market in our region, we are seeing where the customers are moving towards to being more agile. And being more agile, this means that their workloads, we can see a lot of their workloads for critical applications moving to the cloud. Sometimes it leaves and shifts, sometimes modernizing a little bit more on what they have, but it is a clear opportunity and it's a clear tendency from our market to start moving their critical operations to the cloud. And that is coming from a lot of the business owners, a lot of the business decisions has relocated within the Caribbean. They have gone home, they have switched to another place, things are moving around, and they still want to have a hand on their business. They still want to be able to know what's going on. They still want to be able to run an efficient, I would say, production in their efficient operations. And that only comes with the availability of services. And that takes me back to some of the things that Darren mentioned before in terms of the offerings that we are doing. We are doing as well, when we look into how the market is being transformed, we are looking as well into collaboration. We are looking into collaboration and productivity in a secure environment. And one big example that we can call out is how the government has been encouraging not only the government institutions, but as well the corporate environment to move into remote work. And the reason is that they understand that there's tools available out there, just like we offer Modern Workplace with all the productivity suite, that can actually help the different companies and institutions to keep working in the aims of what's going on, feeling with the requirements expected, and at the same time is still being productive and delivering. So there is a switch around that one. We recently were running special campaigns. We are doing things there, and we are seeing that the interest in having Modern Workplace with a secure environment, we can call out Defender, we can call out different things. It has come to top of mind in many customers. And not less important than that is being efficient in how you run your operations. And by being efficient, I mean that, yes, you probably before you had your application, you have your Excel spreadsheet, you have different things, and suddenly you're realizing that, first of all, they were all located in your office, and then when we went into lockdown, we could not use them. That was the first part of it. And then secondly, it's not secure enough. And then what about keeping the data, and what about doing all these things? And what we are seeing as well is just a spike, a very important spike in using business applications to help them to make their environment more efficient, to make them to deliver with the qualities that you're saying. And when we talk about being delivered with the quality, it's just to make sure that the customer experience, the experience of the workforce, the experience of all the persons that are relating around this is improving day by day. So when we talk, we are going to mention about customer experience, I could go back as well and speak about how we are seeing more and more. I have seen partners and I have been customers getting into how can they make the customer experience better and using booking. So we know that we cannot gather in places all at once. So how do we make this tool now to help us? And there has been, I would say, the call out is humongous. Everybody trying to understand how do we use bookings, how can we integrate teams into all these things and add this as part of the solution. So it has been, in my opinion, it has been a tremendous waking up. I will say it has been a tremendous waking up. We have moved from the survival and let us respond into recovering and let us accept. And then there is no other point that we have to reimagine how we're going to do business. We have to be able to envision that business moving on is not going to be the same. But definitely they will be more secure, they will be more agile, and they will be more efficient and cost effective.
Our mission and goal is to assist you in a growth journey, helping you win more opportunities selling cloud solutions. We will be more than happy to hear from you soon. Thank you for being part of this event.
Hi, it's me again. Thank you for staying here with us. As of now, you have been able to learn from different strategic vendors the importance of security in a company, phishing, preventive analysis, and also the availability of the information through the cloud. But let's talk about another important topic, that is the protection, backup, and restoring of the information, where ransomware attacks represent an imminent threat by hijacking our data, requesting large sums of money in exchange, and our region has not been immune to this. Last year, on March, we learned about the ransomware attack to the Jamaica National Bank that thankfully was solved immediately by the IT and cybersecurity teams. As you will know, there is no company that does not have security and data protection on their agenda today. And that is why I want to share our value offer in the area of advanced solutions, so that in this way we can support you to grow your business and add value to your customers with a complete data center and cybersecurity portfolio. At Ingram Micro, we have specialized teams of product managers by brand and solution, pre-sales engineers, technical account managers who can support you in your projects from the detection of opportunities to their closing. Marketing specialized in solutions to support you in demand generation tools, cross-selling, training, and certifications. Financial solutions to support the diverse needs of end users in terms of payments. And we also have a center of excellence of 12 bilingual engineers who provide extended support through the territory, certified in our cybersecurity portfolio, such as Palo Alto Networks, Proofpoint, Juniper, Tenable, Fireeye, Sonnywall, among others. And also from data centers such as Lenovo, Nutanix, Veeam, Veritas, Cisco, HP, and more. You can count on this team for the analysis of RFPs, technical doubts, configurations, to supporting opportunities with proof of concepts, demos, and product presentations. I invite you to connect our sales executives and product managers so that we can build an action plan together and support you in this much anticipated and necessary digital transformation. Thank you very much for your time and participation. See you soon.
Welcome everyone. We are super happy to have the opportunity to talk to you, our Caribbean partners. My name is Karen Zabardi. I lead the Cisco team at Ingram, and I have my counterpart, Albert Garcia. He leads our relationship between Ingram and Cisco.
Thank you, Karen. It is a great pleasure for me to be here today to get to speak to you a little bit about our joint business, our very strategic partnership with Ingram today, and to talk a little bit about where Cisco is going, where Ingram is going. But I'd first like to just start off by saying thank you. Thank you for taking the time to be with us, to be with Ingram during this session. And thank you for your business. If you are a Cisco partner, it has been a difficult year, and it's been a difficult year both on a professional way and also in a personal basis. And I can happily say that I think we're starting to see the light in many ways. Our quarter number 3, Cisco's quarter number 3, was a great quarter, and it was a quarter in which we think that we saw the bottom of the business that was sort of paused because of COVID. And I'm not speaking in generalities along the Latin America business, very specifically in the Caribbean. For the first time this year, the Caribbean business grew in double digit, both in product and in services, and in the business that we're trying to grow with software and subscription. And you'll hear that as a theme along our conversation today. So I'd like to just start off by saying thank you for that. Thank you for your results, for your commitment and your partnership with Cisco and Ingram. And we hope these next few minutes are worthwhile. We'll try to provide good details about how we can support you and in what direction we're going from a technology perspective.
And continue with that conversation. The idea here is to share with you how can we help you. At Ingram, we have a dedicated team to Cisco, and that team has different departments within. We have our pre-sales team. They are there at the beginning of the journey, we can call it like that, where they are responsible for quoting, for putting together your solutions. If you need help with that, we have also our TAMs. They are technical account managers. They are certified in Meraki, in security, in data center, in collaboration, enterprise networking. So any help that you need there, we are there as a team to support you. And if it's something way more complex than that, we have more than 10 engineers on our Center of Excellence that are able also to help you if it's something more that needs more help from us. So that's, let's say, part of the team. Then we have our commercial team. That's the day-to-day that you have with them. Our account managers, they are the ones that are helping you with the opportunities and bring it to us to make sure that, again, your opportunity is taken care of by us. Then we have the final piece of it, which is processing. We have to make sure that the order goes through in a timely manner, and that's part of what that team does. Here at Ingram, we, as you know, we are here to help you differentiate yourself from your competition. We are here with all the resources, equipment, and the technology necessary to help you grow. Because at the end of the day, you want your business to be profitable, and we can help you do that together. As far as what is, we have on the last year and a half at Ingram, we are working to have, and we did, a local credit team to help us understand, in this case, the Caribbean business, and to help you. We know the business is changing. We know sometimes it takes longer to do that cycle of the business, and they're here to understand you and be able to put something together that works for you, that works for your customer, and obviously that works for us. So I will take you back to Obed so he can explain a little bit more of our strategy. And again, the idea is to be able to either help you with their day-to-day, and if you are not there, to help you get there.
Thank you, Karen. And if I may just echo a little bit of what Karen was mentioning. Guys, I can say that because I'm at Cisco. We probably have the best business unit team inside of Ingram. The Cisco business unit is absolutely a superstar, both from a technical engineering perspective, to a business development perspective, to a sales perspective, to operations, which is so important. By all means, Cisco is not the easiest company to do business with. I don't have to tell you that. But I think because we have a world-class team inside of Ingram, they can mask all of that complexity and just help you focus on selling and supporting our technology together. Now, having said that, I think it's important to tell you what are some of the key trends that Cisco is seeing globally. Some of these may or may not apply in the Caribbean, but I think it's important that we look in terms of having a vision and a point in the future of where are we heading from a technology perspective. Obviously, many of the things that we were migrating to were flipped on their head when COVID hit, and many things from a technology perspective just accelerated to levels that we haven't seen before. So in terms of what we are seeing and where our focus, our investment, our money is going to support our partners in our business, is we're seeing a huge adoption of the cloud experience. You'll hear a lot about the shift to a hybrid cloud. Applications have become the lifeline of every customer. And so we have to become experts at supporting and selling those applications, that software, and that subscription. And obviously, here we are today. Both Karen and I are coming to you from a remote location. So the shift to hybrid work is not something that may happen, is going to happen. It has happened. And our technology, no one is better positioned to make that shift than Cisco. Why? And the reason is we have a unified portfolio. We are not only in the business of providing video conferencing or web conferencing. We're not in the business of just providing the hardware that makes all that work. We do both the applications, we make all of the hardware and the endpoints that make that work. And most importantly, for our end customers, and this has to be a great selling point for you, we do it completely secure. We are the only vendor in the shift to hybrid work that can bring that value proposition to you. Obviously, security in both the endpoint and security as you move into the cloud will be paramount. So you can think of security as what engulfs everything we sell will be wrapped inside of our security portfolio. The transition to 5G and Wi-Fi 6 is going to be fantastic. It's going to be accelerated, and we need to be able to take advantage of that with our new portfolio. And obviously, applications are so much more important, and we need to be able to optimize and view through our platforms how those applications are behaving. So how does all of that, which I think are trends in the industry, how does all that translate into what our customer priorities are at Cisco? Well, we've summed them up into 4 major priorities, and this is part of our 3-year plan. One is to reimagine how our applications work. And we've started to see a shift into platforms. Cisco's portfolio is very diverse, and sometimes we can get lost inside of Cisco and with our partners in terms of what it is that we are selling, what is our solution. So we are going to shift to moving into platforms, having a security platform, having a network platform, an observability platform, so that we can look into these applications and make adjustments. The second one, so applications will be key to Cisco's future. The second one is to empower teams. This whole talk about our collaboration portfolio. And we want to do it 10 times better than it's being done today. We want to make sure that our interactions, whether we're sitting in an office or we're somewhere remote, they can connect us. And that comes from our vision of an inclusive future for all. We need to transform our infrastructure. The acceleration of new technology is forcing us to transform the network, the switching, the access points, the routing, the software-defined WAN access that we're selling. All of that needs to come together, and it's a great profitable opportunity for our partners. And finally, if I didn't mention it, if you get one thing from sort of what our priorities are, it all has to be wrapped in security. And no one in the industry, no matter how much they tell you otherwise, has a complete portfolio from the network down to the endpoint, from hardware through software, that can secure the entire network in our experiences like Cisco does. So that's sort of high level. What are we doing locally? What are we doing with our partners in Latin America? What are we doing with our partners in the Caribbean? Well, we're focused on things that will innovate, will move us to the next step of where the digital transformation is taking us. And we want to make sure that it is also profitable for our distributors and profitable for you as your partners. And in order to do that, we have to bring great value add to our end users, to our customers. How are we doing that? Well, our focus is we need to get much better at this shift from selling perpetual software to selling subscription software. This is, it allows us to be much more predictable in our business. It allows us to be able to get into adoption, which is so important. If a customer buys a solution from us, buys a piece of software from us, and they buy it for 100 or 200 users, and only 10 or 20 people use that solution and take advantage of it, when it comes time to renew that solution, customers are not going to love us. They're not going to say, I absolutely can't live without this technology. And so we're going to have a harder time making that next sale. The great thing about moving to a subscription and software model, and Cisco's moving in that direction, and we need to do the same through Ingram and through you, our partners, is we need to get comfortable that adoption has to be key in everything we do. So we're asking our partners, if you don't have a customer experience practice, you need to think about starting a customer experience practice. And this is somewhere where Ingram is going to be able to help, because they have the resources to help you embark on that customer experience track. So we're focused on helping move our services. We need to attach a lot more services because that's going to delight our customers. We need to sell more software. We need to do it through a subscription model. So that's one area where we're really focused. The next one is we need to think about every time we sell. Obviously, Cisco's always been known as, best in class product for networking. And yes, we continue to do that. We're going to continue to sell tons of iron or hardware, however you want to call it. But we need to sell security every time we sell something, because it's the only way in which we can help ensure that our partners' data is safe, that their applications are running correctly. So we need to think about, in everything we sell, even if we're not asked for it, how am I including the best-in-class security portfolio that Cisco has in that solution? And third, we're making a huge investment from an end-user segment perspective. Inside of Cisco, we call this the small segment, the SMB market. Some entities manage this segment by the amount of users they're selling, whether it's 500 users or below, 200 users or below. The SMB segment is something where Cisco is making a huge investment, and we're doing it through a combined portfolio. So if an SMB customer still wants to have everything on-prem, well, we have a traditional portfolio that allows us to have everything on-prem. But if customers want to start to migrate to the cloud, well, we have a cloud platform solution, which is Meraki. Fantastic solution. You still need hardware. You still need that hardware to be at the customer site. But for you as a partner, managing all of that technology, all of that solution from a cloud environment in a remote way just facilitates and makes it easier for you to manage those service agreements that you may have with customers. So for us, a big segment will be to start selling more and deeper into the SMB space with whatever portfolio a customer prefers, whether it's our SB portfolio or Cisco design portfolio, which is hardware that's meant to be on premise, management is on premise, very similar to the way we've sold hardware in the past, or whether it's the Meraki portfolio. I think that those two options will really allow us to have great success. And the Meraki portfolio doesn't only include wireless, doesn't only include switching, software-defined WAN. We're also getting into the physical security space with cameras. It's a great portfolio for you partners to invest in. Certification into that portfolio is relatively easy to get into. So something to think about if you don't know Meraki. So to sum it all up in terms of where should our priorities be? Well, our priorities are around driving software and services through subscription, driving business that is secure, and ultimately helping innovate in a profitable way for you as partners. Cisco is a partner-first company, and we want to ensure that everything we do, we think about it from a partner-first perspective. So, Karen, those are some of the thoughts. It was probably a long-winded answer on what trends we're seeing and sort of what is Cisco doing in the Caribbean to support our partners.
Yeah, thank you. And basically, we want you to take from the conversation, take 3 things with you. You have the support of our dedicated team. If anything that Obed spoke about, we can help you. So that's the first thing that we would like you to take out of this conversation. Second, we have a program that it works with you in enablement. It's called Commit. If you need help, we have it and we offer it to you. And the last one, last but not least, is the credit part of it. We are willing to work with you to see and analyze the business opportunities that you have to make sure that we can work together. And finally, we want to thank you for your time. We know that everybody's busy, everybody's doing many things at the same time, and we want to thank you for the opportunity to speak to you on behalf of Abed and myself. Again, thank you, and hopefully we will be able to see you soon.
Thank you, guys. Karen, thank you for inviting me to come on and speak a little bit to our partners. And both Karen and I and our teams look forward to working with you and helping you be successful in what we think is going to be a fantastic rest of the year. So stay well and stay safe.
Welcome to Storage and Data Protection World, powered by Dell Technologies and designed to accelerate your digital transformation. Let's take a tour to see what's possible. First up is a financial services firm that utilizes PowerMax to consolidate business-critical applications of record, along with next-generation analytics workloads that power high-frequency trading apps. Next is a retail business that depends on PowerFlex to mine transactional, sales, and operations data, and utilizes software-defined approaches to support its DevOps environments. Up ahead is a healthcare provider using PowerStore to harness data at the edge for patient monitoring, research, and AI. The Apps On capability enables them to monitor hundreds of patients simultaneously in a scalable ICU. Here we have an automotive supplier that relies on inputs from sensors to develop advanced driver assistance systems and autonomous driving algorithms. They look to PowerScale, scale-out file storage to support their efforts. This visual effects house is looking to the cloud for a burst rendering solution when on-prem compute capacity isn't up to the task. Storage for multi-cloud offers the simplicity and OpEx model of the public cloud with the performance and scale of Dell EMC storage. All of these organizations depend on the PowerProtect family for robust data protection, from edge to core to cloud. And to effectively manage their IT environments, Cloud IQ leverages machine and human intelligence to deliver insights and monitor data center health. Dell Technologies can help you harness the power of data, empower your IT organization, and achieve peace of mind.
All right, and here we go. Hello everybody, my name is Osvaldo Lafe and I am one of the guys from your Dell EMC dedicated team out of Miami, Florida. It is my privilege to greet you and to thank you for being the awesome partners that you are to this event. We are not any different than any other BUs that you're gonna hear from in terms of absolutely wanting to provide the best service possible and earn your business. You've already heard it from Daniela Rosa. You've already heard it from Miguel Relat. You are a priority for us. You are a strategic pillar for us. We want to earn your business in every single category. We want to be your #1 choice for distribution out of Miami. So, how is that different with Dell and within Dell EMC BU? In any way different. 2 years ago, we met with a lot of you and we collected information so we could understand how we could close the gap that we had with other distributors and how we could Dell close the gap through us with his products, with other vendors that had a better presence in the market. We made adjustments. We provided twice the team that we have now is what we had before. So we have much more dedicated resources to address your needs. Our SLAs have improved from 8 hours to 4 hours. We have made sure that you are receiving all of the promotions and rebates that Dell as a vendor has. We're making sure that you are receiving all of the credit that most of your partners from all other regions are receiving. We are making sure that we are working as a well-oiled machine to make sure that you provide a better service. And we are going to keep listening. Because we have listened, because we have been able to acknowledge what you've told us, we now are in a position to say that our business is blooming. What used to be a very stagnant business for us in the past is now a business that grows 150 to 200% year over year, and we're only getting started, us with you. And that's the way we are going to make sure we keep it. You're going to hear more from Eugenio Lau on our client business. You're going to hear more from Diego Moura from our enterprise business, but the message is never going to be different. We are here for you. We are here to provide you with a better service. We are here to earn your business and to challenge yourselves every day to make sure you feel good working with us. And that's simply it. On behalf of our Dell EMC business unit and Ingram Micro entirely, thank you so much for being our partner. We'll be here with you. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Hello, my name is Diego Moura. I'm the Business Development Manager for Ingram Micro for the Dell Datacenter business. As you know, last year was a very challenging year, but we were able to achieve, with your help, a substantial year-over-year growth. At Ingram Micro, we have a dedicated team of certified pre-sales that can help you from the simplest warranty renewal to any complex infrastructure. After a year of Dell releasing their family of PowerStore, which is the revolutionary all-flash data storage appliance powered by Intel, Dell soon plans to release the 15th generation of their family of PowerEdge servers.
Do more than you ever imagined with Dell EMC PowerStore. Designed for the data era, it has a data-centric architecture that delivers performance, storage efficiency, and scalability to support any workload, anywhere, without compromise. Intelligent automation maintains system balance and improves performance. And because it is highly programmable, application development is streamlined and storage workflows are automated. From the edge, to the core, to the cloud, you have an adaptable architecture that has the flexibility to host applications locally with apps on, while maintaining consistent operations. Dell EMC PowerStore, designed for the data era.
To finish, I want to remind everyone that we collaborated with Dell to launch our premier tool for our partners. This tool will allow you to be self-sufficient and quote your end users right away. Thank you for attending our event, and remember, our team is here to support you.
Hello everyone, thank you for being with us today. My name is Lucas Sanchez. I am the storage sales specialist for the English Caribbean region. I am based in San Juan, Puerto Rico, and I'm here today with a very special guest from the Latin America region. His name is Marcos Barros Reyes. He is based in Argentina, and he is joining us today to share some exciting news about the HPE storage technology portfolio. Good morning, Marcos. Thank you for being with us today.
Hi, Lucas. Good morning to you too, and good morning to everyone. Thank you for having me here, and I hope that the news that we have to share with you are as excited as they are to myself. So, again, thank you for inviting me, and I hope you get some insights from my side that are useful to you.
Oh, absolutely, Marcos. Having you on board always is a great experience. So, the idea of the conversation today is to continue this journey around helping customers unleash the power of the data, right? Unleashing power of the data for our customers mean more business opportunities, expanding line of businesses, but also, you know, they need an intelligent data platform in order to achieve that unleashing capabilities, right? HPE has been talking about the intelligent data platform for quite a bit now, about 18 months approximately. And the intelligent data platform is a concept, and as such, it needs technologies, it needs solutions around it to help our customers, right? So we've said that the intelligent data platform has three pillars, right? Essentially, having the self-healing capabilities, having insights, and also being timeless. But as such, right, being timeless means having a different experience. Can you tell us a little bit more about how HP is changing the customer experience around it?
Sure. So as you mentioned, our strategy from the last couple of years has been our intelligent data platform, and based on the three pillars that you mentioned, intelligence, being data driven, and in that regard, we will keep developing, and we just announced what I think it's a big step forward in that following that strategy. So if you remember, when we talk about the intelligent data platform, we talk about specific platforms designed to fulfill customer needs, and we have different platforms. But all of those platforms, the idea of the intelligent data platform is to provide the customer a simplified cloud-like experience, so they can really manage everything as they would in the cloud, but to also provide them the possibility, the option of having the data where they really need the data to live, either at the core, at the edge, or wherever they need the data to live. So I think that the May announcement, the last May 4th, when we announced the cloud experience that we're going to provide with our new platforms, I think that's something really tangible that the customer are really going to be able to experience. The intelligent data platform is a first step forward in moving away of just a concept. So as you mentioned, the intelligent data platform was more like a concept, where or the core of our strategy for storage. And now with this announcement, I believe that this is going to be something that the customer will really start experiencing that concept in terms of.
So I guess that we're talking about storage data services, right? Because on the intelligent data platform, let's just call it the version 1.0, we had HP Primera and HP Nimble interacting with the public cloud in the form of HP Cloud Volumes, for example, right? That we had the capability to have data on premise, data on HP's cloud, but the connectivity being done with a conjunction of tools. So I'm guessing that if we're talking about data services, the experience has to be around that. Can you tell us a little bit more about it?
Sure. So again, the idea was for HPE. The idea was to provide customers a single experience, no matter which platform they really use at the back end. And this announcement is, as I said before, the first step forward following that strategy. So we are introducing new platforms, but that's not it. So the platforms are part of the announcement, but the really changing game is the cloud management. So we are moving away from different consoles. We are moving away from boxes. We are in the journey of delivering services to our customers. Those services may or may not be supported by different platforms. Some of those platforms may live on the customer data center. Some of those services in the future may run on public clouds, either HPE's or third-party public clouds. But the idea is to provide customers with services and the ability to manage those services from a single point of view. So you will have a single console which will provide you with the ability to manage those services and not only for the IT admins, but for every single person in the company or in the line of business, developers, IT admins. The idea is to provide a single pane of glass for all of those different roles in the company, so they can consume what they really need, the information that they need from a single pane of glass. So that's what we are announcing, and as you mentioned, this is first version or version 1.0 if you want. So be ready, because you will be hearing a lot of announcements from now on.
Well, you have it on your background, right? Data Services Cloud Console, HP Alletra. Is that the new platform?
Right. So the announcement, the last announcement is Unified Data Ops, and we are announcing basically three things. Alletra, which is the platforms, if you will, the first platforms, because more are coming later in the year. The console, that's the other thing that we are introducing, and let's say in the middle of those, we'll still rely on InfoSight. So the intelligence is key to this announcement, because it's the glue between the platform and the idea of providing a single experience and a simplified experience for our customers.
So let me ask you a question that many customers may have, right? So with this new HP Alletra platform, does that mean that, we're moving away from the likes of Primera or, let's say, Nimble storage, which, by the way, Nimble has been a tremendous force of growth in our region. So, I really want to cover that, because, that our competitors love to make fun about, HP's announcements, even though at the end they start copying us, but, how they like to say, oh, HP is going to do this or that. So what's going to happen with the existing established platforms?
So first of all, something that you just said, and it's very key, I believe, everyone will follow, because that's where the world is moving forward. So everything is going to a data services subscription model. We are, if you want, HPE is the first one taking a bold step in that regard, but I believe everyone will follow sooner or later. So that's one point on that comment. And the other thing is, so I know that Nimble is really a platform that customers in your region, in the Caribbean, have adopted very well. And we always want to take care of our customers. We don't want to leave them hanging. So Nimble is going to stay in our portfolio. Primera is going to stay in our portfolio. And we are working on a path to move those customers in the future to our new platforms. We are always looking to find ways to simplify that path. So there are different ways, and current customers will also get the experience of the cloud management. We're gonna deliver that to them. So again, their investment is very well protected. They will have options with Nimble and Primera for years to come. But again, we are announcing a big change, and we want to help our customers move in that direction too. So you will get the chance to experience the cloud-like management experience with Nimble and Primera for those customers that already own those arrays, or customers who want to stay or buy or acquire Nimbles today. So.
Oh, that's amazing. So that means that, let's say, a customer that recently acquired a Nimble storage, and they have acquired also the timeless storage option, which, by the way, I find it to be one of the most revolutionary ways to buy storage, because as opposed to the traditional way that you have to buy storage today, and then 3 or 5 years down the line, you got to check what's next. HP is offering you the technology refresh as you go along, offering you the full life cycle of that product for 9 or 10 years, depending on how you acquire. Is this something that I can tell a customer today that they purchase and Nimble, hey, should you want to, you have the path to, instead of renewing to the next generation of Nimble, to Alletra. Is this something feasible?
Well, that's actually a great point. I agree with you. Timeless is one of the greatest things that we can offer to our customers in order for them to be able to not only keep their storage under maintenance, which is the scenario that many customers are used to, but keep that array or keep that storage solution up to date. So Timeless is the program that we offer our customers for them to be able to keep those solutions up to date, adopting new technologies easier and improving the TCO on the long term. So, and so, you know, if you have customers with Timeless today, they will get updated to Alletra with the condition of the program, so forth, but you will get your customers to Alletra as part of the Timeless program. So if you have customers today, they will get to Alletra, no problem. If you have customers which are, let's say, not ready to move to a cloud-like experience today, they can acquire Nimbles, they can acquire Primeras with the Timeless program, and as soon as they are ready, let's say in 2 years or 3 years or 5 years, depending on the option they selected, they will get to the cloud-like experience with the next platform that we have in, let's say, in 3 years. So
now, let me ask you something. Sorry for the interruption, but I can't stop thinking around that. If cloud is an experience but not a destination, isn't the Timeless storage itself on its own a cloud-like experience? Because you buy the storage today and you can secure your data upwards to 10 years without having to worry about technology refresh, forklift upgrades, changes, migrations. Isn't that what Timeless is giving you, that cloud-like experience, that you create the data, you unleash the power of it, and you don't have to worry for the next decade?
And that's a great comparison, because that's exactly it. I think that combining Timeless, or if you want, Timeless provided you with one of the experiences of the cloud, which is having your technology up to date and without having you to worry about when to update it or how to update it or which version you should use. HPE took care of it if you were part of a Timeless program. And with today's announcement, we are not only delivering you the ability of keeping your technology up to date or adopting new technologies easier, but also managing those technologies from a single point. So I think that combining both will give you the cloud-like experience, but for your on-prem data, for instance.
So I could be sitting here on the back of, here is the old San Juan, my background. So I could be sitting, watching the ocean with my phone and managing my data.
That's exactly it. The idea is for you to be able to manage it wherever you are, and at this point, your data stays at your data center. So there are no security issues, locality issues. If you have regulations where your data cannot move to the cloud, your data will stay in your data center. It's not going to leave but you will be able to manage it from your home, from your office, even if you're on vacation and your boss calls you to get you on board, you will be able to manage it from wherever in the world you are. So
that's amazing.
I'm not sure if that's good for you or not.
But, I mean, cloud-like experience is to be anywhere you want, and still being able to get the job done. I'm really interested in going more in depth about this. So I'm going to ask you if there's the chance in the upcoming weeks to have a dedicated seminar around Alletra, so we can share with both our partners and our customers. Is this something that we could do in the upcoming weeks?
For sure. As you know, I'm always happy to help you guys, and I know that pandemic has affected us, and it's been a while since the last time we had a live event. But I'm always happy to work with you guys, and I'll be more than thrilled to share some time with you, even if it is virtual or or if we get the chance to get together again. So you can count on me.
Well, then let's set it up. And the only thing I have left to say is thank you so much for joining us today. It's been amazing to have some of your time. I know you're always very busy. So I want to thank you. I want to thank Ingram Micro for inviting us today. And we'll be seeing each other soon. Thank you.
Sure thing. And thank you for inviting me. And thank you, Ingram, and everybody. Stay safe.
Stay safe. Bye-bye.
Hi everybody, my name is Mauricio Gioia. I am talking from Brazil, and it's an honor for me to talk to you on behalf of Suse. I am the partner manager for Latin America, and we are going to spend some time together talking about some of the Suse solutions and also about our partner program. It's a privilege for us to be here at the English Caribbean Summit 2021, and I really appreciate about your time, about your investment in order to understand our solutions, our way of doing business, and we invite you to know us better, and we invite you to join us and be able to for us to work together. So today I am going to talk about innovation everywhere. How can we innovate? How Suse can help you and your customers innovate? This seems to be a little cliche at this moment because every company, every technology company is talking about transformation, is talking about digital transformation, is talking about innovation. But in real, how can we do that? And how Suse can give you some value on taking you to innovate. So digital transformation is fueled by leadership and innovation. Silos of innovation are no longer enough. Let's remember that today, every single company around the globe is probably, besides their core business, is a technology company because they need to react very fast to the market, to the needs, and IT and technology must follow, must support all this process. So customers are looking for reliability, for security, and for cost optimization and time to market. So let me show you how Suse can help you doing that. Innovate everywhere. At Suse, our goal is to give you the freedom to innovate everywhere, from the data center to the cloud, to the edge and beyond. To achieve our goal, we provide value in 3 ways. We'll help you simplify your business by simplifying the administration of your current hybrid cloud IT environment. We help you modernize your business by adopting cloud technology narratives. And through simplification and modernization, we finally help you to accelerate your business through better insights and faster business results. We deliver our value through 3 different areas that are designed to help you on your entire journey of digital transformation. First, our hybrid IT cloud solutions ensure consistency, reliability, and secure operations for critical workloads on premises and in the cloud. Our native cloud transformation solutions enable simple, scalable development and management your entire containerized workload. And our end-to-end IT operation solutions deliver the complete infrastructure and application administration package for edge computing environments. Suse is living a very special transformation moment. Since 2 years ago, as we became the largest independent open source company around the world, we are living really important growth rates as we are showing in the slide. For instance, we grew this Q1 more than 50% in our Latin America annual contract value. This is very significant if we consider that we are in a pandemic moment. And if we see the numbers for cloud, this number is still more expressive. We are talking about more than 87% of growth. This is, we are really proud to share you this number. The question at this moment should be, what is our value offer? Why we are inviting you to engage and to join us and to make business with us? What drives our solutions is our stack of open and interoperable solutions. In addition to Suse being a leader in the two most important digital transformation technologies, Linux and Kubernetes, we differentiate ourselves from our competitors who focus on locking you into the proprietary technology stack, because our approach puts all the control in your hands to choose the technology that best suits your needs, either if that means Suse or sometimes not. When it comes to running your workload, for instance, one-size-fits-all Linux operating system doesn't fit all. That's why we offer the only adaptable Linux operating systems on the market. No matter what your workload needs, performance, reliability, operating environment, we have a operating system solution built for your needs. Plus, if you are running OS from other vendors, no problem. Suse Manager provides a single platform to manage all your operating systems on premises or in the cloud. And the same is true for Kubernetes. Suse offers the only platform to manage all of the industry's Kubernetes distribution. Whether managing a cluster or a million clusters, our Suse Rancher's Kubernetes management platform provides a simple and consistent management experience no matter which Kubernetes distributor you are using, whether Suse or another vendor, and no matter where it's running, on premises, on the cloud, or on the edge. Just sharing very important research from Forrester. We are entering the leader wave regarding to 2020, and we are looking forward to the 2021 research, because we are certainly, as we joined Rancher and Suse, we are certainly become better positioned in this platform. Besides that, I'm very glad to share with you that we are the platform #1 for SAP HANA. We do have 90% of market share, and we are also included in SAP Endorsed Apps program and also reference solutions. And we are very honored to share that we own 100% incredible number of all SAP Business One customers. Let me share with you some of our technical advantages on our competitor. So we are talking about better performance, better time of recovery. We have a completely integrated support with SAP. We have a importantly faster implementation time, and more important than that, we have the lower TCO. I'm very glad to share with you also a incredible mosaic of customers that chose Rancher as their Kubernetes management platform. So if you can see here in this slide, we have really important companies like Cisco, Intel, SAP, Bell, T-Mobile, BASF, Honeywell, Disney. So I invite you really to be thrilled to work with us and to to help us to increase this logo, this mosaic with important companies of Latin America. I'm happy to share with you some success cases that we are gathering around the globe. So this, for instance, is from a company in South Africa that chose Rancher as their platform. So they achieved like 75% of reduction in costs compared to other sellers. Management time reduced by 80% and also interruptions. So really impressive numbers. Another success case I'd like to share with you is from Celo Rojo in Mexico. They saved 80% on license and maintenance costs. This is really impressive. And they have a really faster operating system updates and also zero disruption. So please, I invite you to deep dive on our solutions and offer to your customers. Now, it is my pleasure to share with you a little about our partner program, which is called Suse One Partner Program. We are focused on areas of specialization that can align with your business model. We are a truly open source company. So the question is, why partnering with Suse? That is what makes Suse unique in everything we do. We all know Suse is an open source company and now trade on the Frankfurt stock market, which is really thrilled about us to share with you. Our products are not only open source, they are also truly open. We commit to customers that Suse software will always interoperate with leading products in the industry, even products from our competitors. For example, Suse Manager product is the only Linux management product in our industry that can manage all Linux distributions. Rancher Kubernetes engine, known as RKE, can run on any Linux distributions. And Suse Rancher is the only Kubernetes management product in our industry that can fully manage all Kubernetes distribution. Suse is really proud to present you our Suse One Partner Program. We are evolving the program from several separate programs we used to have in the past, such as reseller, OEM, cloud, training, and technology partner. Today, we have 6 specializations I'd like to invite you to know. Innovate is basically incorporates the Suse technology partner, where you can add some of your skills, some of your products into our technology and vice versa. Build is where you can incorporate all our OEM with our IHV, our ISV program, as well as our embedded and appliance program. I will cover next in more detail 3 specializations: sell, manage, and service. Our sell specialization is focused on reselling Suse products and offering Suse One Partner stacks, focused on resellers, VARs, and distributors. And we are really happy to be part of this event with Ingram and to evolve and to develop the Latin America market with you, with Ingram, and with the partners. So it is open to everybody. It's open to all community. This specialization is available to all partner types, and it's an evolution of the historical reseller. And it includes also the dual registration program, which I invite you to know. Our service specialization, and now mainly with the Rancher acquisition, it is very important part of our ecosystem. We need you, partners, to help us to be close, to offer our customers the best journey of our technology. So this includes some of the GSIs, this includes service partners, also VARs, and this new and developing specialization is focused on consulting, deployment, migration, implementation, and also integration services around Suse and Rancher. I'd like to invite you also to know better our managed specialization, which includes the cloud service provider program. We have alliances with the major hyperscalers like Google, Amazon, and Azure. It requires an additional contract for cloud and MSP, And this supports partners that are managing and or hosting Suse offerings to your customers, either from an CSP, MSP, private, public, and or any hybrid cloud managed environment. Finally, I'd like to invite you all to engage in our partner program. In this slide, you can see many of the benefits we can offer to you, naturally depending on the layer that you are eligible, either gold, platinum, or silver, which is the basic one. So you can have access to sales and marketing collateral, referral leads, deal registration, assistance with deals, account coverage, technical expert training, partner locator, technical support. So there are many ways you can have benefits by joining the program. So I invite you to sign up today. Go to our partner portal, register yourself, and we are more than glad to welcome you to our program and to develop business with you in the region. And it is important to share with you, our future partner, that our business model is totally indirect. We are not going to compete with you. Suse is not going to have their own team competing with the ecosystem. So we need you to leverage the region. We need you to gain capillarity in a very important region that we have in our continent. So please give us the pleasure of having you in our program and engage it with us. I call you to action immediately. Please become a partner, register your opportunity, search for certifications. We do have many training materials and collateral in our portal where you can benefit yourself either from sales, pre-sales, and technical perspective. And more important than that, we want you to make money with us. We want you to be successful with Suse. So welcome to the program, and we are waiting for your registration. Thank you all. Thank you, Ingram, for this amazing opportunity of being part of this amazing event. And I look forward to know each one of you that is interested in our partner program. Thank you very much.
Welcome to this Ingram Micro Caribbean Summit. My name is Tania Vaquero and I'm the channel manager for the Central American and Caribbean region for Veeam Software. And today we have a very quick but exciting agenda because we're going to talk about some things different from what we always, talk about with you guys. And here I'm going to assume that many of you that are not have not joined us yet on our partner program, and the invitation for you guys is to listen to all of these new things that we are doing, and so that you can understand that we have the resources available for you guys to work with you, to side by side to you, and along with our distributors as well as Ingram Micro. So we're gonna have a little bit of data from what we did, how we did last year in terms of the, all the pandemics and our very important results that we delivered, because we did very well, and I personally think that we did very well because we have the best partners, because we have the best solution, and because we have been doing this innovation, and we have been working like outside of the box from a couple of years now, and this helped us a lot to help our customers along with you guys during the pandemics, during these difficult times. As I was mentioning, we just wanted to give a little bit of update of how we did last year. We did very well. We have been growing a lot in terms of customers that we migrate to Veeam, as well as employees. So as we grow in terms of the market, we need to have the resources there to help you. We don't want to leave you, unattended. And we work together with the distributors to satisfy all the needs and the requirements that you may have. but it is important for you to note that we already have more than 127 people working for LATAM, where the Caribbean fits. So it is not only salespeople, although we have a lot of resources that will help you to position and to sell the solutions. We don't want you to be, we don't need you to be the expert on day one. We want to help you become expert on the field, because we are gonna be there to position every solution, to position every competitive aspect on any solution, on any project that we may be dealing with. And we, as I was mentioning, we don't only have the sales team, but we have the technical team to support this. You can, and the ones that are already with us, they know, that we do everything on our side, on our technical side, to earn the customer's confidence. And it is not that we sell through PowerPoint. We do a demo, we do a POC, and we have always the availability to help you with this, because we have a very comprehensive team that will help you out, as long as working along with our distributors as well. So in terms of our resellers, we have more than 2,500 resellers in LATAM. And this will take into consideration the partners that work with the traditional model and the partners that work with the service provider model, or both. And there's always space for more. There's always space for specialization. So let's just have the conversation. We can also fit in some areas that you might be considering that you have some space to grow. We don't want to always be like that vendor that says you have to come with me and you cannot sell anything else. We do want to help you fix the blanks that you may have when attending your customers and their projects. What will be our focus on 2021? We are gonna continue to put a lot of focus and investment on our, our sweet spot, which has always been the SMBs and the mid-sized customers, but we have been doing very well on the enterprise segment as well, and we're gonna see it on the next slide. We're gonna keep doing some efforts there. We're gonna keep the investment there. So we, it is very important that when you enter that segment, you can keep those customers, and it is not like just one-time sale. So we are gonna continue to grow in the region. There's a lot of efforts on the HR part going on for our region specifically. So stay tuned for new updates there. And we have very exciting news to share with you, because it was recently released the IDC study on market share for globally on for the region, and we are very pleased to communicate that we were the #1 vendor with the highest year-over-year growth in a year of pandemics. So this is the data from the second half of 2020 that was released by IDC, as I was mentioning. We now are #1 in EMEA, which we have always been. We have a lot of years being #1 in EMEA, but we were #2 in LATAM. Now we are #1, and we're still #2 on worldwide, but this might be changing hopefully in the next studies. I was mentioning, we did very good on the enterprise segment. We have been doing very good on the enterprise segment. It is a high responsibility that comes with this, because we have to continue to deliver more comprehensive solutions, engaging every other platform that is out there, because we don't want customers to have to be locked in technology. We want to give them choice. So as well as the big customers get advantages, the small and medium size businesses will get them too. We were named, as I was mentioning, #1 in LATAM because we grew 32% in a market that decreases 2% or decreased 2% last year. And we have very satisfied customers because we have one of the highest net promoter scores in the industry, which measures the satisfaction of the end users with our solutions in terms of the product features, the sales processes, and their probability to renew or to recommend the same solutions to other colleagues. And this is just so you can see that from all the regions, from USA and Canada, EMEA and APJ, we were the ones who grew the most last year on second half, and this is 32% from the second half of the year, but we were also growing almost 12% on the first half. So it was when everything started with the COVID-19 pandemic, and we did very great on the second half because we knew how to help our customers along with you guys, along with our partners. So we will not be in this position if it wasn't for our current partners, and we just want to invite the new ones to join us. Here we have a lot more of detail. As I was mentioning, the market decreased 2%, almost 2%. We grew 32%, and we were already growing, so we have a sequential growth of 37% with 22 millions in revenue. So with the highest revenue, we became #1 in Latin. And how is it that we do this? Because we have the most comprehensive cloud data management platform on the market, which sits on top of our main solution, which has always been backup and replication. But it is not only that, because we don't only have, for example, one site or one requirement. We have multiple clouds now. We have multiple apps, multiple databases that we need to protect. So we put a lot of effort on completing and complementing the platform with monitoring and analytics solutions that work not only for the backup or the replication infrastructure, but they also help you understand what is happening in real time, so you can perhaps detect some ransomware that is entering the organization and have the lowest risk there, because with ransomware, as you know, it's not a matter of if it's gonna affect you, but when. So it is better when you know that the solution that you have in place is gonna protect you, is gonna warn you, and it's gonna give you the tools to safeguard your data in case of the ransomware. They also reported an acceleration on the cloud usage and on digital transformation, especially because of the pandemics, because of COVID-19. COVID-19 was the trigger for all the digital transformation initiatives on most of our customers, and I strongly believe that it has been like that on all of my region, which is the Central America and the Caribbean. We have been witnessing it, and this comes with a lot of attacks from ransomware, and it is something that customers need to address. We have the tools to help customers to automate everything, to protect everything, to be warned when ransomware might be entering, and not only just be warned, but protect your data from the encryption. So let's just have the conversation, because we can do this on the traditional side, and you can also help the customer be protected from the cloud service provider side. So when we talk about the service model, we can narrow down to 3 use cases. One will be the infrastructure protection, which is like typical protection of the data and the VMs that might be on customers' infrastructure on site or perhaps on your hosting. Then we have the offsite backup and disaster recovery, which has been very popular over the past years. And lastly, we will have, for example, the public cloud protection, because each day more customers are migrating some workloads to the cloud so they can run natively there. And there are not so many solutions that can say that they can protect all the spectrum, that they can protect, on-prem, and they can protect or give you the ability to consume any cloud that you want and have the VMs running or the workloads running on any cloud the customer wants, and still be able to protect and to use Veeam as a means of moving data between clouds. So with Veeam, it is very universal for us. We don't lock customers in any cloud or any data or any app, and this is, I think, is a secret sauce. You can be sure that your customers will thank you for giving them this freedom between the clouds. So we just want to give you, and as a summary, we just wanted to give you a little bit of insights of what we are doing now, what can be other models of businesses for you guys in terms of Kubernetes or in terms of cloud service provider program. The thing is, we want to help you guys deliver a very modern data protection platform based on Veeam, because as you can see here, we have backup and recovery covered, and we have all of the service administration covered as well. So you can be the hero that your customer is looking for. Just a little bit more about the road to do this. We have like these 7 steps to be successful with the cloud service provider model. Join us on the program. Find the aggregator, which will be Ingram Micro. Build your plan, and we can help you with that. We can help you with all the POCs, with all the trials that you need, and to position the solution to the customers, to the end users. We want to give you all the architecture data, all the tools to manage everything that is going through your contracts and your tenants, and expand your businesses, expand the lines of businesses that you work with, so you can be successful as well as our 2,500 partners in LATAM that are already working with us. Who can you contact in Veeam? And I was mentioning that we have been growing a lot. We have a lot of dedicated resources. All of these people work for the Caribbean and are here to help you guys, from the day one that you detect a project with a customer, or if you have a customer that I sold everything to this customer and I'm not sure how can I expand my footprint on that account. We can help you with that, because perhaps it is a customer that has been looking for some information on the web, and we have the lead about that. So let's just talk about or do an account mapping with you guys, where we can cross information from both parts, because we might be able to position perhaps a project that the customer might not be aware now of, but we can start working with you guys in towards that. And as you can see, we have 5 people from sales. Jorge and Armando work with the majority of the customers and the projects. Camilo Ortiz is in charge of the BCSP program, the Cloud and Service Provider program, along with Ruben Lopez. And Luis is in charge of renewals. In terms of the channel, I'm the channel manager, and my responsibility is with the whole ecosystem, with the partners, with the distributors and the alliances, just to make sure that our partner program is protected every step of the way. and Mauro and Jose will be in charge of you guys. They will be working very closely with you on any requirement that you may have. On the engineering part, we have more people, working for us in Latin, but these three are like the ones that will work with you on the Caribbean. And in terms of the alliance people, we have Cesar and Renata that work with our alliances, which are all these vendors that we work with, that we have a very strong relationship, and with some of them we even have part numbers on their price list. So the invitation for you guys is to join us, the ones that are still not a Veeam partner, the ones that already trust in our program. Thank you very much. Thank you for all your support. We couldn't be in the place that we are right now without you guys, and we can always continue to help you develop new models of businesses, new forms of getting the customers to trust you guys, and to be working each day more with our solutions, and with you guys in terms of trusted partnership. So thank you very much for being here, and enjoy the rest of the summit.